Okay.
So when we're working with the belly,
Mhm.
we always pretend it's kind of like a clock. So this will be 12, and this is 6, and we always go clockwise.
Okay.
Okay? This is really to promote the circulation in the belly.
Mm.
If you go the other way, you'll get very constipated.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because we want to work with the ascending colon compared to the descending colon. But you see, this is the spot here that I'm a little bit concerned about.
Well, is it just a little flaky?
No, I can feel a lump.
Oh, you feel it. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
So I'm going to work with the scar tissue today, because from hysterectomies we get a lot of scar tissue. So we're just going to soften your belly a little bit by doing some circular movements. And then we're going to start really relaxing it and starting to penetrate into it. So we always look at the area between the pubic bone and the belly button, and we're going to place our hand just underneath. So what this does, it changes the way we breathe. Okay, so inhale and exhale. You're just going to let it go down. When it inhales, you just let your arms come up. And again, exhale, you just let it go down. So you're not forcing very much. They actually used to call this laying a brick. And in Asia, you would put something heavy on a child's stomach, like a bag of rice. I'm not talking about 20 pounds. And it automatically changes it to deep belly breathing, and you will sleep better. Okay? So we can do this several times, just until you feel nice and relaxed. And then we're going to start working a little bit with the pressure points. And it's the belly really works kind of on a map. So we're going to always do it in the right order. So the first one is your belly button. We're just going to press down ever so slightly on the belly button. Now when I press down, did you feel there was a little pulse? Don't go further than the pulse. Okay? Then we're going to go up just in front of this rib cage. You see, you felt the pulse again. We let go. We get down by the iliac. You press in just a tiny bit. Release.
Am I supposed to breathe out when you push down?
Yes, when I push down, you always breathe out.
Okay.
So this one, I use the blade of my hand.
Oh, I see.
Okay. This time, I'm going to use the pads of my fingers, and we're going to do the same thing. So again, you exhale. I press down a little bit on the belly button. So I found the pulse, but this time it was a little bit lower. Go back up to the rib cage. Again, I found the pulse was a little bit lower. Your lower quadrant doesn't seem to be registering the pulse, so it must be not quite as congested. So we work with the breath. So again, I'm going to go back to the side of my hand, or you can use the base of your palm. Press down gently. So you exhale, goes down. Good. This time we barely have the pulse. We go up to the rib cage. So sometimes when we're working with the belly, we'll find areas that are harder than the others.
Yeah.
We don't really want our belly to be hard. So for example, I felt some stuff around your rib cage. You can be kind and just try to smooth it out a little bit like this. Okay? Or this way as well. Now, often I'll get people that have like a lot of psoas and intestinal problems. That's the other. We're pulling up. You always want to think that you're always pulling towards the belly
The
button.
belly button, right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want to find the bone. You get in just to the soft part on the top of the bone, and you're just going to pull it up. So this is really good for constipation as well. And it's gentle. We don't want to ever have it so that you can't breathe. Like already I can tell that you're feeling this. So this is the deepest we want to go in. We're going to do the other side as well.
So when you did the last very long movement,
Yes.
then I have to breathe up and down, huh?
Yes, you have
Yeah.
to breathe up and down for sure. Sometimes I'll do it that it's just one breath point, but for this, it's the intestine and the psoas, so it takes a little bit longer.
Okay.
And you'll often find that there's one side that's a little bit tight and one side that's really easy. Like this feels like the easy side. So it will go a little bit faster. But it's like I'm not even putting much effort into it. It's the belly that's directing how fast it can go. Are you still comfortable? Okay, good.
And castor oil, is that something I can get at the pharmacy probably?
Yes. Or health food stores.
Oh, it's sure.
So now we're going to do the pressure points for the whole belly.
Okay.
And it's, you look around the edges of the bones. And again, we're going to pretend that there's a clock, and this is 12, and this is 6, and you have 3 and 9.
Okay.
And it's the same thing, we work with the breath. So you take an inhale, and in the exhale, you can press down. My Chinese medicine doctor says that you take a couple of little clockwise circles while you're there.
Okay.
It depends how congested the belly is. If it hurts, of course, don't do it. If it feels good, enjoy it. So we do that. So if you imagine that this is 3, then we have 1 and 2 here. So we're going to go just below the rib cage. And we do have a little bit of tenderness here, so be gentle with yourself when you do it. And the more you work with your body, the more you'll realize how much you can kind of dig in. So you always want to have it so that you have a sensation. But if it changes the way you breathe, or if you feel like you went, that kind of feeling, you went too far. And especially the belly, it's our organs. You want to be very kind with your organs. And organ work is very sensitive too. So for example, if we're working the liver and the liver is very congested, sometimes we'll have feelings of anger. The spleen, which is what I was feeling some congestion with you, is the organ of worry. You must be the good mummy. So we really, really want to make sure that we're very kind with that. And if the emotion comes up, concentrate on the emotion, because that's what needs to be dealt with even more than the physical. And do you ever have problems with constipation, or is that okay?
Because my husband and I eat mostly plant-based.
So I also want to work a little bit in with the scar tissue as well. So, did you have just the hysterectomy or did you have natural births as well? Because you have quite a scar line.
A natural birth, both of them.
So what we do is we find the scar tissue. Can you feel what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to rock it a little bit up and a little bit down, because the fascia, it will stick to the other tissues and it weighs more than just regular skin. So we really want to make sure that this part is freed up and it's not pulling on anything. And if sometimes you feel like it's not moving freely up and down or right to left, then you want to just really maybe concentrate a little bit more onto this area.
Do you feel that part that you did the other day? Is it still
do.
as...
It's not as hard as the first
Okay.
time,
Good.
but that's why I really want you to concentrate on the castor oil, and I'm going to show you something specifically for that as well. I'm just trying to make your tummy feel really good before we get into that area. Okay, so this is the most important part of what I want you to do. If you want to skip the other part, that's fine, but I would really like you to do this every day, and it's so easy. So again, our belly button is always the base, and we look kind of like we have a 6-point star. So we're going to start at the pubic bone, where we feel this ball, okay? So it's just really above the pubic bone. It's really at the surface. You don't have to go in too much at all. And you're gonna go 1, bring it up to the belly button. When it gets to the belly button, use your other hand, 2, and 3. Okay? And then you're gonna go to your iliac, your hip bone here, and you're gonna do a diagonal to the belly button. Same thing, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cross over. It's easier when you're doing it to your own
And do you do
belly.
it with all 3 fingers?
I do use it all 3 fingers, and I'll tell you why. This is, so I'm going to find your hip bone again and go up 3. This is the Mayan belly abdominal massage, and they believe in magic numbers, and 3 are the magic numbers. So we're actually going to do this so that there's 9, like 3 times 3.
Okay.
And so same thing up here. We start with the diaphragm. We go down to the belly, super, super gentle. It's mostly working with the lymph. So the lymph is really in the area of the skin. Is that comfortable for you?
Very comfortable. So nice.
And that spot actually likes that. This is our third round.
Mm.
And always work clockwise on your belly.
Mm.